Alright, in this video for section 3.5, we're going to learn how to graph an ordered triple. Well, what is an ordered triple? An ordered triple is very similar to an ordered pair. Ordered pair has 2 variables, an ordered triple has 3. So really it's just graphing in 3 variables. And we're going to look at how to graph up to 3 variables. Well, easy thing, graphing in 1 variable. It's on a number line. Something like x equals 3. Well, we would need to put numbers on our number line here, so let's go negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we just put a dot where 3 is. That's graphing in 1 variable. In 2 variables, this is what we would use an ordered pair for. And we graph that on a coordinate plane. Now remember, an ordered pair is xy. Your x-axis is the one that goes horizontal, and your y-axis is the one that goes vertically. So if we were going to graph the point negative 2, 4, we would start at 0, 0 at the origin, go to the left 2, and then go up 4, since it's positive, and we would put a point, and that point is negative 2, 4. That's how we graph in 2 variables. Now, if we're going to graph in 3 variables, we use what's called an ordered triple. Ordered triples are in the form x, y, and z. So you have 3 variables you're going to graph. It's very similar to graphing an ordered pair. The only difference is you have an extra coordinate, an extra axis that you have to move on. Now, it looks a little different. Let's look at our graph here. It looks a little different, and it's different than how we would graph an ordered pair because the axes are a little different. Your horizontal axis is not your x-axis, and that's what confuses most people. The x-axis comes out in front at you. Okay, so here is our x-axis. It's the one that moves on a diagonal when you're looking at it. And out in the front is the positive, and out in the back is the negative. Okay, so there's our x-axis. Our y-axis is the one that moves horizontally. And to the right is positive, and to the left is negative. So here's our y-axis. Our z-axis moves up and down. And up is positive, and down is negative. So we've got an example here, and we're going to graph the order triple 3, 2, 4. Now, to do that, we want to make sure that we get our variables with the right number. It always is in the form x, y, z. So this tells us that we're going to move positive 3 on the x-axis, positive 2 on the y, and positive 4 on the z. You always want to go through them in that order. We start at the origin. And it helps people to draw a line so that you can see how you're going. I'm going to start there at the origin, and we want to go 3 in the positive x, which means we're coming out in front of the graph. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now we need to move 2 on the y-axis. Y-axis is the one that goes horizontally, and the positive is to the right. So we're going to move to the right 2. Last one here, z is 4, so we need to move up 4. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And there would be our point. Now the reason we draw lines is to show the path how we get there. Because if we just mark that point, we don't know how we got there. It could be any point. We could come up with different ordered triples and end up in the same spot just by looking at it. So we have to draw the lines to show that that's how we got to our point, and that's where our ordered triple would land. So as you're doing these examples, make sure that you draw the lines on them. Got 2 examples for you to do here. Both of them are graphing on an ordered triple, and you should have a piece of paper to graph them on. So you can pause this if you want, or you can watch me do the first one, help you walk through it, and then you can pause for the second one. It doesn't matter. Whenever you need to pause it, feel free to do that. So let's look at our first example. We're going to graph the order triple negative 3, 4, negative 5. So we start in the middle, and we're going to go back negative 3 on our x. Our x to the negative is this dashed line that comes out behind our graph. So we're going to go back 3, Our y is a positive 4, so we're going to move to the right 4. And then negative 5 is our z, so we need to go down 5. And there would be our point. There's our order triple. We went back 3, right 4, down 5. Our second example, we're going to graph 2, negative 2, 1. We start in the middle, x, y, and z. So we need to go positive on the 2 on the x. Means we come out in front 2. Our y is negative 2, so we're going to go to the left this time. Only 2. And then z is 1, so we're going to come up 1. And there would be our point. All right? Again, it's very important that you draw the lines on these so you can see how you get there. If you don't, there's no way for me to tell where your point actually is, because you could come up with a different set of numbers that would end up in the same spot. So, those are your notes on how to graph an order triple.